Hello everyone. After a long time again, we are back with maths class. Uh, yeah. Anyway, from the beginning we have been revising the concepts of functions and limits, and so they are completed. They are completed. So as I said you in the earlier class, the continuation part of these limits is continuity. With this, we'll be going with differentiability, and hence all these concepts are most useful in application of derivatives. More than derivatives, it will be useful in application of derivatives. Okay. After completion of this class, okay, see, generally we have planned for Zoom online interaction for doubts clarification. If at all there will be any network issue in the Zoom connectivity, I will be online for that particular time over WhatsApp. You can send me through that. Okay, so that there and then we'll close the doubts. Earlier what we used to do, you used to post me and at any point of time, and uh, uh, it got some delay and I couldn't respond even for some WhatsApp messages also, because of a lot of messages what I have been getting from various students. So now if we are fixed with one particular time for doubts clarification, that is in between 10 to 11. Okay, so between that time I'll be online from tomorrow. Okay, so you can send me even through WhatsApp also if I cannot get connected through Zoom. Fine. We'll go with continuity as the next part of the class. Even I might have used this particular word when I was discussing limits, because continuity will be dealing with the concept of limits itself. The reason is, for suppose let's take a graph. Okay. Anyway, from the beginning we have been dealing this concept with the help of the graphs. Okay. If we start with the graph, and I'll be taking a graph something like this. Okay. Like this we have certain graph, and let's say it is some x equal to 2. If you see the nature of this particular graph, we don't know for what function we have got this graph, we are not aware, but for certain function the graph nature is something like this: y is equal to f of x. Okay, for y is equal to f of x. Okay, and the graph nature is something like this, means what's happening when we are reaching to 2 in the left direction, the graph is reaching to this particular value. Let's say this particular value is some k, okay, on the y-axis. And when we are reaching to 2 in the, so it is in the right direction, it is in the left direction, reaching to 2 in the left direction. Even though it is reaching to the same value k, f of x is reaching to same value. Here for x equal to 2, f of x is reaching to 2 in the right direction, and for the left direction also the same story. But when you see the function value at x equal to 2, what do you notice? You notice that there is a break in the graph. It is not continuous there. If at all you see the graph nature something like this, okay, whether we are approaching to 2 in the right direction or in the left direction, or if you take the function value, there is no break. In all the cases it is taking the same value, that is k on the y-axis. But here if you see the graph, there is a break, means at x equal to 2, f of 2 is not equal to k. F of 2 is not equal to k. That's the reason the graph is not continuous, as if we saw in this case. Similarly, that is one approach of checking the graph. Means here what do you notice in the previous case? Limit x tends to 2 minus f of x is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus f of x, but not equal to limit not equal to f of 2. Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. LHL is equal to RHL. but it is not equal to the function value. Function value at x equal to 2. It is very clear for you. And coming to next case, we have the graph something like this. Okay, and I am talking, let's say some x equal to a. I am not taking any constant value. When you are approaching to a in the left direction, the graph is reaching to this particular value on the y-axis. Let's say this is k1. And coming to the next case, when you are reaching to a in the right direction, the graph is reaching to this particular value. Let's say this value is some k2 on the y-axis. Means what do you notice? Very clearly, the graph is reaching to different cases for the right approach and for the left approach. Means what will you write here? Limit x tends to a minus f of x is not equal to limit x tends to a plus f of x. And if you see the function value, let's say it is a function value at x equal to a, the function is different like this. Means if you take some, it is equal to k3, then here even the function value also not equal to neither k1 nor k2. Means I am taking the function nature like that. Okay, when x tends to a minus f of x is not equal to x tends to a plus f of x, what can we say? Left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Very clearly, when left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, what we will speak? Limit does not exist. Limit does not exist. DNE we write. And when it comes to this case, we'll write that limit exists. Okay, limit existed, but it is not equal to the function value. But in the case 2, limit itself does not exist. When limit does not exist, we need not to check about the continuation of the we need not to check about the function value, because already there is a break in the graph, and though even the limit also doesn't exist. Now if you see the graph something like this, what is that? Okay, I am taking this particular graph. Okay, let's say at x equal to a, reaching to a in the right direction, so that the graph is reaching to this particular value on the y-axis, and reaching to a in the left direction, so that the graph is reaching to this particular case on the y-axis. At x equal to a, even though it is taking the same value, that is k. Means what do you notice here? Limit x tends to a minus f of x is equal to limit x tends to a plus f of x is equal to function value f of a. In the last 3 scenarios, means scenario 1, we have noticed that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit but not equal to function value. In case 2, we have noticed that left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, so that limit doesn't exist there. Even then, according to the graph, what we understand, there is no chance of talking about the graph continuation. And in this case, left hand limit is equal to right hand limit and is equal to function value. In that case, what is the nature of the graph? Is the nature of the graph nowhere you find the break. For suppose you take the graph of f of x is equal to sin x in the on the entire number line. Otherwise, you take in between some restricted domain, you will have better clarity. Minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi. How will be the graph of this f of x is equal to sin x? You will notice something like this. Okay, so are you finding break in the graph anywhere? Nowhere you find the break. Means f of x is equal to sin x is continuous in the given domain here. even it is continuous on the entire domain, that is minus infinity to plus infinity, because nowhere you find the break. Similarly, if you talk about the graph of f of x is equal to tan x, f of x is equal to tan x, here we will be saying that tan x is continuous in its domain. Why we speak it is continuous in its domain? Generally the tan x graph is having what the undefined cases at x equal to pi by 2, at x equal to 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, something like that. Means when we are talking about domain of the function f of x is equal to tan x, what we'll do, we'll eliminate the values 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 from the real numbers. From the entire real numbers, we'll be eliminating the nature of these particular values, so that we'll be getting the graph of the function f of x is equal to tan x. In its domain, we say tan x is also continuous. If you go for the graph of f of x is equal to step x, can we say it is continuous? Even it is discontinuous. Why it is discontinuous? You'll find the graph in the step function, step format. And you take in the positive direction or you take in the negative direction, whatever the direction you take, you are finding very clearly the break in the graph, discontinuous. And you take the function f of x is equal to mod x, f of x is equal to mod x. We say it is continuous. Why we say it is continuous? The graph nature is, the graph nature is something like this. Nowhere you find the break in the graph, so f of x is equal to mod x is going to be continuous in the domain minus infinity to plus infinity. Likewise, by just observing the graph of the function, we can check whether it is continuous function or not continuous function. And whatever the graphs you are taking, you are supposed to check their continuity in their domains. Okay, for suppose you take the graph of the function f of x is equal to cot x. Even that function also said to be continuous in its domain, because there also you notice certain cases where the function will be undefined, so those values will be eliminating from the real numbers, and for those values only will be making the graph, so that in its domain the graph is going to be continuous. Likewise, you have to check the continuity. Means finally, what do you understand with the complete discussion? A function is said to be continuous. A function is said to be continuous if left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to function value. If at all left hand limit doesn't exist or right hand limit doesn't exist, we need not to talk about the function value. There itself you can say the function is not continuous. ఎప్పుడైతే మీకు ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఇచ్చేసి అది కంటిన్యూసా కాదని అడుగుతారో, వెంటనే మీరు చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ చెక్ చేయాలి, రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్. ఒకవేళ ఈ రెండు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవుతాయి, ఈ రెండు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యి ఈక్వల్ అయితేనే యూ గో ఫర్ ద వెరిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫంక్షన్ వాల్యూ. ఈ రెండు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యాయి, లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ అండ్ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ బోత్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ బట్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్. ఈవెన్ దో యూ నీడ్ నాట్ టు చెక్ ద ఫంక్షన్ వాల్యూ, because when LHL is not equal to RHL, we say limit doesn't exist. When limit doesn't exist, whatever we have to speak about the function value, because for the continuity limit should be existed and it should be equal to the function value. As the limit only doesn't exist, we need not to talk about the function value. Kabatti first me check cheyalsindi LHL RHL ఆ రెండు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యాయా, ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవ్వలేదా. ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవ్వలేదు అనుకుందాం, లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవ్వలేదు అనుకుందాం, అప్పుడు రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ కూడా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఓకే, లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయింది కానీ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవ్వలేదు, ఈవెన్ దో యూ నీడ్ నాట్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ. రెండు ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయ్యాయి, బోత్ ఎల్హెచ్ఎల్ అండ్ ఆర్హెచ్ఎల్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ బట్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్, ఈవెన్ దో యూ నీడ్ నాట్ టు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ ఎఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఏ. Both are existed and equal to the same value k, then you are supposed to check the function value. And చూడండి how many scenarios are there for the continuity failure. What are the possibilities for continuity may be failure? LHL or RHL doesn't exist. LHL or RHL doesn't exist. Okay. And what is chance number 2? LHL and RHL may get existed, okay, but not equal to the function value. It is another chance of getting discontinuity, means not continuous. Okay, LHL is not equal to RHL, means left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. Both are existed but not equal. Even though we say the function is not continuous, means we say it is going to be discontinuous. Means likewise there are some possibilities for the discontinuity, continuity and discontinuity. If the function is not continuous, we say it is discontinuous. For discontinuous there are various chances. Getting my point here? So please be careful. Generally when we are solving the applications of continuity and discontinuity, all the functions are of piecewise functions. Piecewise functions in the sense, for some certain range of x, one function is defined, and for another certain range of x, another function is defined. Likewise you will notice the functions when we have discussed some applications also. Got clarity over the concept of continuity and discontinuity? Is a fundamental knowledge on continuous. The more you solve the applications on continuous, the more clarity you will get here. Okay, write an application. Test the continuity of the following functions at x equal to 1. Test the continuity of the following functions at x equal to 1. F of x is equal to x square minus 1 by x minus 1 for x not equal to 1, equal to 2 for x equal to 1, equal to 2 for x equal to 1. So what did I tell you? Generally we'll be coming across piecewise function. It is an example of piecewise function. Why? Because for x not equal to 1, f of x is defined like this. For x equal to 1, f of x is defined like this. At what value we are supposed to check? At x equal to 1. Means we are supposed to calculate limit x tends to 1 minus, okay, f of x, and limit x tends to 1 plus f of x, because we are talking about the continuity nature at x equal to 1. So for 1 minus f of x, so what we will be doing? We will be calculating the function nature with this function, because for x not equal to 1 means 1 minus and 1 plus. 1 minus ante it is not equal to 1, means it is something like 0.9999. For 0.99 nature of x, we will be taking this function. So what function we are going to take? Limit x tends to 1 minus x square minus 1 by x minus 1. Whether we will substitute the limit directly? No. Why? If you substitute the limit directly, the denominator comes undefined. Okay, that's the reason what we will do. We'll be rewriting this particular function as x square minus 1 square, so that you will be getting limit x tends to 1 minus x minus 1 into x plus 1 by x minus 1. X minus 1 gets cancelled. Now you can substitute the limit. 1 minus means very closer value of 1, so that if you put directly 1, you will be getting x equal to 2. So what did I tell you? It is a type of calculating the limit. When on direct substitution limit doesn't exist, you will be thinking for factorization if possible. Here factorization is possible according to a square minus b square, so that I could eliminate x minus 1 in the numerator and denominator, and hence I can substitute value 1 directly, so that I got left hand limit 2. And coming to right hand limit, 1 plus means 1.01, 1.001, something like that values. For that values also, what is the function nature? X square minus 1 by x minus 1. So if you take the values something like that, you will be getting the same nature, that x minus 1 into x plus 1 by x minus 1. Again these two gets cancelled. Still you are getting the same value 2. Means here left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. And at x equal to 1, what is the function value? 2. In the function, in the problem itself it is mentioned that at x equal to 1 the function value is 2. Means very clearly LHL is equal to RHL is equal to function value, that is f of 1 is equal to 2. All the three are equal. So what will you speak about its continuity? Pakka, it is continuous function. No chance of getting discontinuity because all the three are satisfied here. Hope you understand. Let's go for another application. Write down. Discuss the continuity of the function. Discuss the continuity of the function f of x at x equal to 0. At x equal to 0, if f of x is equal to two x minus 1 for x less than 0, 2x plus 1 if x greater than or equal to 0. Means in this case the function is defined like this. For x less than 0 means for x negative the function is 2x minus 1. For x positive or equal to 0 the eligible function is 2x plus 1. At x equal to 0 we are supposed to calculate the continuity. Sorry, we have to discuss the continuity. Discuss the continuity means it is continuous or discontinuous, like that. X equal to 0 means we are supposed to calculate for 0 minus as well 0 plus. What is for 0 minus case? 0 minus means x less than 0. Which function will take? 2x minus 1. Here no chance of getting any undefined, so directly substitute the limit, so that we will be getting 2 into 0 minus 1 minus 1. So what is left hand limit here? Minus 1. Coming to right hand limit. For right hand limit, what is the eligible function? 2x plus 1. So substitute the limit directly even here also, because no chance of getting any undefined case for direct substitution. We will be getting 2 into 0 plus 1 equal to plus 1. Very clearly left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Is it necessary to check the function value? Not necessary, because limit itself doesn't exist. As limit itself doesn't exist, we need not to check the function value, so that directly you can say here the function is discontinuous at x equal to 0. X equal to 0 దగ్గర ఈ ఫంక్షన్ ఏమవుతుంది? డిస్కంటిన్యూస్ అవుతుంది. కారణం ఏంటి? లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ ఏమో -1 అవుతుంది, రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ ఏమో +1 అవుతుంది. ఒకవేళ ఈ లెఫ్ట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ రైట్ హ్యాండ్ లిమిట్ రెండు కూడా ఈక్వల్ అయ్యి ఉంటే అప్పుడు మనం ఫంక్షన్ వాల్యూ చెక్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉండేది, కానీ ఇక్కడ అవసరం లేదు. లైక్ వైజ్ యూ షుడ్ బి వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్ ఇన్ క్యాలిక్యులేటింగ్ ది లిమిట్స్ for the piecewise functions with the knowledge of the methods what we have learnt in the chapter limits. Okay, we'll see for next concept in the next class. Okay, it's the first class again. Going for lengthy lecture may not be comfortable for you. Okay, watch it carefully. Fine. And you also have another track of mathematics class will be taken by Avinash sir. Watch carefully. Okay, thank you.